Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Quick Draw, we're going to, actually, wait 1 second. Hey, did I do the Quanta already? Oh, this is the one before the herpes. Are they really that different? Do I really need to do another one? Fuck! So the Quanta is the pre-infested version of the mutilous Quanta. Unlike its tainted rifle counterpart, it fires off a continuous beam of electricity, and instead of launching infested beach balls of confusion, it produces highly volatile cubes that explode on contact, or can be detonated for extra damage using the Quanta's laser. So the question is, exactly how different is this from its infested predecessor? You can pick up the Quanta's blueprints in your dojo's energy lab after you've completed the research on the Prova. However, if you've got the cash to burn and can't wait to complete your weapon before and after series, you can pick this up pre-built along with a weapon slot and a catalyst for 150 plat. Now, its primary damage type is electric, which as many of us know is awesome for combining into other elements. Corrosive for the infested and the corrupted, radiation for the Grenier, and magnetic for the corpus. However, its secondary fire mode launches a blast-based projectile, which isn't really granted very many bonuses, but at least the elemental combos that are equipped on the weapon will also affect the secondary mode. So straight off the bat, I have to say that this, much like the mutilous Quanta, is a very, very unique weapon. In order for it to operate at its full potential, you'll need to combine its primary fire mode with its secondary fire mode, which can be a bit tricky, but at the same time is quite fun. So let's start with the primary fire mode. Now compared to the Synapse and the Amprex, the Quanta falls far behind when it comes to damage per second, especially since it's extremely lacking in critical chance, and even status chance if you care about that kind of thing. However, it has more than double the range of both and only consumes 1 ammo per second as compared to the Synapse's 10 and the Amprex's 20. Now this is actually extremely important when it comes to the ammo efficiency of this weapon, due to its secondary fire mode. Now instead of using the right trigger to zoom, the Quanta has a secondary mode which consumes 10 ammo to create a cube charged with blast damage. Unlike its mutilist variant, you can have as many of these out at any given time, but just keep in mind that they do detonate upon contact with enemies as well as other cubes and their detonations. However, this does leave a bevy of trap setting possibilities, with each cube acting like a temporary floating mine for an explosive surprise. Now, there is one more way to detonate the Quanta's cubes, and that is through the use of its own laser. How convenient! Convenient and also extremely effective. Detonating them in this fashion greatly increases the damage they put out. From personal experience on Sashura, I was seeing them doing a little over 1.2k on infested runners upon impact, but over 9k when detonated via laser. And that's without any additional forma. Just goes to show that sometimes the whole is greater than its individual parts. Speaking of individuals' parts, can we talk? So each part of the Quanta is halfway decent on its own. However, it's absolutely amazing when it's all put together, just like pizza, which is also very similar to sex. You see, while cheese is good and pepperoni is quite tasty on its own, combined together with other toppings, some tomato sauce, and pizza dough, it turns into one hot, melty, sensual oral experience. And let's face it, sex is the same way. The more you add to it, the better. I mean, let's start off with the basics. Add in another person. Now it's not just you and your hand, and that's definitely a plus. Maybe they're hot and packing some nice equipment. Things are starting to snowball if you catch my drift. And lastly, the oozy, melty cheese on top of our sexual pizza. Maybe you have feelings for each other. Maybe y'all put some rings on it. Now you have more and more years to add more toppings and create the ultimate pie of sexiness. Because let's face it, once you're hitched, that's when you can really start pulling that 50 Shades of Grey shit out. And know that the only way out is divorce. Now, let's get back to the Quick Draw. So all in all, while the Quanta is quite fun, it will require some practice to master. Its supercharged cubes of death do travel a bit slow, and getting the optimal placement on them will take a bit of skill. Now, it's definitely heads and shoulders above its infested counterpart, but as compared to some of the higher end weapons, its mechanics make it a little too finicky to easily use to its full potential. However, I will say that in specific instances, like defense missions or combined with control frames like Nyx or Vauban, this can be one incredibly devastating weapon. It also provides a nice mechanical change for those of us that have grown a bit bored of our usual explosive endeavors with the Ogress or the Penta. So I guess when it comes down to it, having herpes probably isn't the greatest thing ever. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Quick Draw. If you'd like to do a little comparison, be sure to check out my mutilous Quanta review, and for those traditionalists, I'll leave you with the Penta. Don't forget to do the thing that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, be sure to stay tuned for more disease-free content here at A Gay Guy Plays. What the fuck was that? Since when did they start doing that?